Then my brother has been having overweight problems for a long time, and he started to do it too. Obviously, he joined within, and the family all started to do it. My brother has started to lose weight.
Rom, how did you find carnivore?
Hi, Dave. It was kind of, let's put it this way, the universe showing me very different ways to get there to carnival. Um, Back in 2018, 19, I was probably in the same boat as many folks trying to lose weight and keep the weight. And at that time, I default into carb in, carb out. And I was already doing a lot of exercise, and I was a person that he was doing a lot of physical things like hiking. I commute to work using my bicycle to just to the station. It was 14 k's every day, but the scale kept going up and up, um, and I couldn't manage to do it. I just incorporated a lot of heat programs, and but never came to my mind, hey, you have to look into your diet, into or yes, I looked, but not in the ways that were actually helping. I was in the following the standard Australian diet. I'm in Australia, in Victoria, which is pretty much very close to the American diet. I don't think that we take much fast food as the Americans, but it's there, it's available everywhere. Um, and yeah, I wasn't looking into my diet, just a lot of exercise, trying to get the belly down, and it turned to a point where I wasn't heavy, I wasn't really developing much problems with weight, but I could see it. I could see that I was in that path to become someone with a big belly that you can't see your toes, that kind of things. And the area where I work is an area that is very prone to be obese. Like I'm in IT, I stay all the time in front of a desk for long hours. Um, so I I started to see Jordan Peterson um, YouTube, but it was because I was interested on what in his psychology, and I followed him for a long time. He's very interested in this guy, in what he proposed, and I wasn't aware that he was sick and he was ill. Um, so one day, I think that the algorithm said to me, "Hey, this is the video for you," and I think that I remember I was searching for the how to cook the best steak, and somehow Jordan Peterson came up there, and I was, oh, that's Jordan. What's his to do with this? And well, I didn't realize at the time it was Carnival, and I watched that 15 minutes where he speaks about his journey in the interview with I forgot the name, the English guy, the American guy, very
Is it Joe
famous.
Rogan?
Yeah, yeah, with Joe. And I went, wow, oh my goodness, how can that he has been so ill and he recovered like that? And then from there, it was a snowball where I went into Michaela's and I watched his videos, the one from Take It that they didn't want to publish. And he was into other doctors, the low carb. Mm, and I didn't, and before that, I remember now I was doing a lot of intermittent fasting. And I got into intermittent fasting because of religion, because I wanted to strengthen my faith, and one of those ways was to look into intermittent fasting. And at that time, I realized intermittent fasting has been for the last 10 years something big. I found a lot of Google places where to look into it. Too many doctors talking about it, and I was already doing it. Um, But there was something about, and it was even I even tried vegetarian a little bit. I had a taste of vegetarian, trying to change some of my diet into vegetarian, but it just didn't stick to me. It wasn't that kind of, no, I don't know. I just didn't. It's not that I didn't work, not that I did it the wrong way, but I just the products and the stuff it didn't match with me. Anyway, I kept doing the only way that I started to see some progress is was it was with intermittent fasting, but at the same time I realized it's hard to do intermittent fasting. I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. Why? What's the thing with being hungry? And I realized that's the way that it is. But it was working, and then at that time, so I started to see some progress with my weight going down, but it was a kind of a strict. Well, I don't know if it is strict, but I was doing Monday to Friday intermittent fasting, doing OMAD basically, giving myself a window of 4 hours, and in those 4 hours, I was still going on the standard Australian diet, and it was working something, and I could see some benefits, but there's still something is missing, something is not there, and that's to the point where Jordan Peterson came, Michaela, and all the rest, the doctors, Dr. Baker, um, the classic ones that we know. I love the story of Gary Fetke and his wife. Um, and I have been always skeptical of the Western medicine, not in every way, but when I see a doctor just prescribing something straight away in 10 minutes interview, nah, that's not for me. At that time as well, I was another thing that it was coming. It was weight and arthritis. I started to have some signs of arthritis. My dad has a terrible arthritis, and I was thinking, oh, here it comes. It's my turn. This hand started to develop here in the knuckles, little um, bony things. They were coming, um, and I was thinking, what do I do? Pretty much, I'm sure that I go to a doctor, and he's going to say it's part of living and getting old, and and you have a history. And probably if I keep pushing it, he's gonna give me something to alleviate, but not fix the problem. My father has been for many decades on medicines, and they don't help it. They just cover the pain, and so that was another thing that I started then develop pain in the elbow tennis, and the grabbing of my right hand started to be very weak and very in discomfort a lot. I like to work with tools, and every time that I grab something, I could feel something is pulling inside. I have a pain, discomfort. What's going on? My grabbing is not good. That was something else to start looking into, and then I put it together. Michaela suffered these things, the kind of same things. Maybe that's something that it can help on that. The other third thing that it came in, so I got three things: weight, arthritis. The other third thing it is my life changed again. I have to move from the place where I was living, and the reason that I was looking for the best steak is it was because I was looking for what are the most simple ways to feed yourself and to be very straight into your shopping grocery and quickly cooked in a very in I was very much very going into a camping mode where I have a stove camp and something to cook and very basic things, uh, and I've been always someone who likes cooking. I master a lot of things like pizzas, pastas. um, I love to cook lasagnas, but lasagna has to go out. So all these sort of things I think that put me into carnivore, and because I had to start cooking in that way that it was very simple. I kept looking at carnivore, and I said to myself, "This is it. That's it. That easy. Eggs, bacon, steak, burger patties, um, and it is gonna help me to with weight, and who knows, arthritis, and many other things that came after that. Slowly, little things, little micro things that are a win after all the time. And I didn't do a research into what could go wrong, what could not go wrong. I just went straight away because I don't know. I just feel in my gut, this is it. I don't think I'm someone that has a very I work fixing complex problems. So I had to think very well how I'm gonna approach this problem. Where do I go? Where I am? Where am I going? How I'm gonna do it? And at that time, I had so much information: intermittent fasting, Michaela Jordan Peterson, and I thought everything is there. Why not to give it a go? Um, so I started Carnival, and I started to I incorporated with intermittent fasting. It was first at the first time I was having just one meal, a big steak, two steaks or three steaks, and it kept progressing from there. I kept improving in my techniques to find the best steak. Another thing was I have to be in a very low budget, really low budget. So I didn't have time to buy veggies or fruits or um, all these things that we use to cook in the standard American diet. But there are very complex breads. One thing to mention, when I started to look into my weight, it is I remember how I was eating really bad. My breakfasts were a concoction of overnight big bowl of oats on almond milk with banana and blackberries, blueberries, and I had that in the morning with two toasts and Nutella or strawberry jam and a coffee. And I realized now, wow, I remember the bloatness, feeling just heavy and sleepy and not comfortable. So that's been now, I think, 10 months, or is getting close to a year, and the benefits are great, are just amazing. For example, the simplicity of cooking, doing grocery shopping, um, it's amazing. Well, that's one thing that I really prize because I have to go into a very low budget. But the other thing is the health benefits. For example, I used to think that I have a little bit of anxiety, not much to go to a doctor and say, oh, I have anxiety, give me Zoloft or something. Not that much. What I feel now it's I wake up and things are simple. Things are not as heavy as before. If a problem comes, which I think that life is like that, chaos and order, chaos and order. Jordan Peterson says this, but if it chaos comes, you calm. You're in a state that you calmness. You start like vibrating in this um, way that is just not spiking you. It's calm, and I realized that my brain. I think this is my theory. This is my hypothesis. I've been reading this book from George Ede, and makes a lot of sense that uh, the carbohydrates and sugars, they don't help our brain to be in the best way. Um, Everything in there, a lot of in there is electrochemic reactions, and carbohydrates and sugars don't help to that. So I think that after all these months, I'm sort of reaching or getting, or I'm in the path, because I don't know where's the end or what's going to happen, in the path to my brain to be very, very well. Not aging as much as I'm 54, not thinking, oh look, I'm not gonna start having memory issues, that kind of things, because my mom has memory issues. um yeah, that is something that it just, I realized later on, man, what's going on? I just feel calm all the time. My weight, I went down from 73.9 kilograms to 60, 61. So I'm always into between 60 and 61.
How do you feel since that weight loss?
I
Feeling
feel
kind of
great.
lighter on your feet, or
Light, very, very light. I do a lot of hiking, and I can feel 10 kilograms off. It's quite a lot because you don't take that much. My running has improved a lot. I used to. There is something amazing that happened for me. In my opinion, it's amazing because I was a runner um, for almost 5 years. I started to run a lot, and I had a calf um, injury, and for a long time that calf injury will just wouldn't fix. I could leave my calf alone and go to physio. I went to physio, to Cairo. They treat me. It looks like it's getting better. I come back to run, and I wasn't running really long distances, just 5Ks and or 3Ks. And at the 3Ks, my calf, boom, comes back, and again the injury, and I have to slow down, at that time I made a decision. Okay, maybe running is not for me. Leave it aside and concentrate on just hiking. And I did stop running. And all this time after carnival, and my calf is fixed. I came back to running, and I haven't developed the pain, and I've been running for almost, I don't know, the last 3 months, distances that are probably 18Ks. I do average between 5, 11, and 18, and my calf is there, strong, fit. I reckon what has changed, the only thing that it has changed that is really something that I can tell the difference is my diet. My diet.
that's
Somehow,
awesome.
somehow the body is, it's an amazing machine. We've been giving this body the only thing that it needs is the right blocks, the right nutrition to heal, because it has already everything inside develop, or it's just there for us to cure ourselves, or not cure ourselves, but rebuild ourselves, keep ourselves at the best stage that we can, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Obviously, those two reflect in your spiritual life, in your spirit, in your mind. Mm,
How
um,
about the arthritis
oh
in
yeah,
your hands?
it, it's great because my elbows, this the pain went away. The grabbing of my went away as well. It's not there. There is some little. Sometimes it comes back, but it's just not as often. Before it was every day, every day. Uh, and those little pointy, pointy spurs, I don't feel them. I was one night going to sleep. I was thinking, where are they? Where did it go? I swear that it was here. It's not there. It's just not there. That's amazing. That's fantastic, because I think, okay, my I'm not gonna have the thing that my dad is been having for all this time, and that's great. That's great. Another thing, another big thing, gigantic, is sleep. I couldn't sleep well. I was someone that I used to go to bed, and maybe I get into sleep. 2 hours later, boom, I was awake, and I could stay there awake for 3, 4 hours, just thinking and not going back to sleep. No, with Carnival, just my sleep is like a baby. Um, I incorporated some other things like following the sunrise and sunset. Sunset, I go to sleep quick in the next hour. I don't really go to sleep very late. Sunset, sunrise, I leave my window open, and that's my clock, the light, and I get up with the light, with the sunlight coming. Um, but my sleep is amazing. I could just wake up to go to the toilet and come back, and I go back to sleep quickly. It's not. I'm not gonna stay there thinking about things that are soon. The monkey comes. I used to have that monkey coming and just keeping you awake, and it's not always perfect, but it's most of the time it's perfect. If I had a bad sleep, it's because I have to stay working until late or something like that. But I know that I can have a good sleep. Even when I'm hiking, I always say, you go hiking, you're not in comfort, you're in discomfort, because you don't have your bed and you don't have everything. You're gonna sleep on the ground just with a mat and everything, but it's not your bed. But my sleeping in a hiking is great too. Uh, that's an amazing thing, because I was feeling very tired. Um, I I I every day I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be time to go to sleep, and I'm not getting to sleep. I'm not getting the rest. When I wake up, I'm so vibrant, so awake. Is It's easy to wake up. It's easy. You just boom are on. Go and do breakfast, or do exercise. Go for a long walk or do a workout. That kind of things. It's just easy. Um.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, it's been amazing.
hmm. So how are you eating? You still doing OMAD?
Nowadays, I don't do everyday OMA. I just listen to my body. I'm not strict about how I eat. But for example, we just finished Lent, and during Lent, I practiced some intermittent fasting one day. And one thing that I realized that I do now with carnivore is that I am in a stage that I don't depend on the carbs, and doing intermittent fasting is easier. It's easier. I don't feel the hunger. It's not a terrible hunger where you have done already maybe 20 hours and you are, oh, I have to eat something. No, keep going. Or drink water, hydrate yourself, and continue. But it's not something, not super, that I have to put a really strong mind into keep going. No, it just flows. So going back to how I eat, I might eat in the morning 4 eggs and bacon, and other days I have an omelette with salmon. Other days I've been doing a lot of bone broth with 3 eggs, crack the eggs in and shake them. Um, those are my 3 dishes basically. I keep trying to find ways to eat the eggs in a different way. I found recently adding nice parmesan. It gives a nice taste. I put a lot of okay, well, my lunch, I don't feel like eating lunch. I just go by, not feeling hungry during the day. So I eat probably depend on daylight savings. Um, but I'm having breakfast at 7, and then my next meal, which is the big one, is about 4 or 5, 3, 4, depending on work, and that's where I have a steak, or I might have salmon, uh, and I combine that too with sardines. I recently found squid delicious. Um, a lot of lamb. Lamb is quite a good price here in Australia. Um, in the barbecue, or another way that I found to cook very simple, very straightforward, is to use the slow cooker. I put the lamb leg in there, leave it in the morning, 4 hours, 5 hours, and it's ready for dinner, and it's delicious. Um, yeah, steaks. Steaks are my thing, and but when I get to that point to dinner, I just looking forward to my steak. It's something that I didn't have before. I don't know if you had the same, but it was when I was in the standard Australian diet, American diet. I was what's for dinner today, and you were thinking, is it gonna be something that I'm really looking for? And but no, it wasn't like that. Nowadays, oh, my steak is waiting for me. I can have it, and it's gonna be delicious and very filling me a lot. And the I always measure how much I eat because of satiety. I don't count. I don't count how much, but I know roughly how much it is. It is 400 grams or 500 grams, and it depends on the meat. For example, lamb, I eat more sometimes than beef, than a steak. Um, Mince meat as well. Can't remember what's the name in Australia, in US. They call it different.
Ground beef. Yeah.
Ground beef. Okay, mince meat a lot. Again, looking up very different ways to cook that. I use a lot bone broth. Bone broth is during the day. There are some days that I might feel a little bit hungry. Let's go and just pour some bone broth, warm it up, and have a big cup. I do every week. I do maybe 5 to 10 liters of bone broth in the slow cooker, and I put it away in the fridge. It's ready to cook. I'm started to make my own tallow from the slow cooking. Pick it up, and I have a big block of lard, but I don't think that I'm gonna be using, but because I'm just using what is the leftover from those cooking sessions. And another thing that I realized with carnivore is just we're saving a lot of in rubbish. For example, I don't spend the same amount of when you buy vegetables and whatever, it is a lot of packaging that it comes there. With carnivore, it's very few. It's not much. And I'm
Yeah.
working in where I am. It's very country. I have the opportunity, for example, to spend my money in very good quality eggs, pasture graze. I can even go and talk to the chickens or know them by name because it's so close. Um, I spend my good money on that. Meat, not so much because yeah, it's a little bit high. Um, but eggs, I spend some good money there. I mean, it's easy to get them here at a good price. Where I was going, it is I'm trying to now that I'm here, I've been here for maybe 2 years and starting to know the people. I want to start doing more things to source my own food, like going fishing and close to the sea. Try to go learn to do fishing. I'm interested as well in hunting. Why not? Because it's just Argo is just here around the corner, and I know a lot of folks that do hunting. And who knows in the near future where I'm in a best position, have some chickens. I'm learning all around how to feed them in a carnivore way because I think that what they like is worms, and I have done those testings. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
future for me in carnival, to keep looking into how to source the best food, the best meat,
Mm.
which is doable here.
Mm. So,
Mm.
are you living on your own? Do you live with family?
Sorry, I live on my own.
Hmm.
One of the good things, the I don't know if this is another way that the universe just put to me, God put to me. Where I moved, this guy's is carnival too, and I was wow. And he's been carnival before me. He's been carnival probably 2 years more than me. He had a more weight to lose than me, and his wife is carnival, and she moved from vegetarian to carnival, and his children are carnival. So it's a good way to be living with other carnivals because you don't have to be. all the time justifying why carnival. They understand you and you talk carnival all the time.
Or
And
you're not arguing with someone who's saying, "Why won't you eat my cooking?" or something like that, you know?
yeah, or why you all the time doing the steaks, or yeah.
All I can
Mm.
smell in this kitchen is steak whenever I walk in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, 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 exactly, exactly. So
So,
that's something nice.
do you have any have you had anyone like friends or extended family that have said to you, "This is crazy. Why are you doing this?"
I have a couple of friends that I visit not long ago, and they look at me, why are you doing the fakir, or what? Because I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I was really developing this belly, this tire in the bottom, and I'm really slim for what I was. Even in my face, I can tell it's all slim. And I was just told, why are you doing the fakir? And I started to talk about carnival, and they were pretty much the same standard answer. But you can't live without veggies and fruit. And I said, well, I've been living 9 months, and I have friends that have living for years, and there is a big community. So we are living, we are improving. So, and for example, um, I went to my country, where I'm from. I'm from South America. I haven't been there for a long time, for 7 years, and I was talking to my mom about carnival over the phone and telling her, Mom, look, you should consider to eat. I was never saying, hey, just go carnival. Go low on the carbs. No, try to reduce. No more breads, no more pastas, no more rices. Try to keep it low. Anyway, it would not work over the phone or over video. It just doesn't work. I went there, and obviously I wasn't going to change. I wasn't going to go um, eating what they eat, but I just said to them, look, I eat this way, and I'm happy to cook for myself. And well, guess what? My mom started to eat with me at the same time, without much convincing or anything, because she knew that she was having a lot of weight issues. She had to lose maybe at least 10 or 20 kilograms, because she's overweight. Not super overweight, but she is overweight, and that overweight is not helping with his age, because she's now in her 70s, and she can tell that her bones are not in that really great state. Anyway, my mom started to eat with me, my brother a little bit, not so much. He still has his fruit and his snacking. And I spent there maybe 8 weeks, and that was it. My mom got converted, and since then she's been losing weight, but not as quick as she should. I think that her metabolism is slow, and after 7 decades of just eating in the standard, I think that we all have a lot to improve. For it's been 5 decades just eating in the wrong way, so the body needs time. But if we keep doing carnival, it's just every day is a plus. It's a little bit more better and better. Um, I'm so glad that I went there, and my mom started to think like this, and she's been good. She went to do his blood test, and her nutrition said she was very happy, and I hope that she continues. I just have to keep coaching her, checking on her. Um, Other friends, I spoke to them, but the ones that are curious, I spoke to them, and others maybe didn't want to dig more into it, so we don't talk anymore about that. My brother, one of them picked up carnival, and his wife, and it's funny how the conversation came, because my niece was diagnosed with an illness. I forgot the name now, schizophrenia, something like that. I can't remember. Sorry. And I said to them, okay, what's the doctor saying? What's the diagnosis? No, he's gonna put it on this, on a drug. And I said, I quickly Google, and I found a study that comes out with all the side effects to liver, pancreas. And I said to them, I translated because obviously the English is not as good. Look, here it is. It's a scientific side saying all the effects on that. So I explained today how drugs are. You have to measure the risk. It's probably a 20% of benefit, and then an 80% of unwanted things that you probably don't realize in the next 10 days or a month. And I said to him, epilepsy. He was diagnosed with epilepsy, and the family had a history of epilepsy. And I said to them, I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm not diagnosing, but I said to them, let's start thinking logically. Has he had an attack, an epilepsy attack? No, he hasn't. It's just that blood tests are coming that he's prone to. All right. If I were a doctor, I would not give him that because he hasn't had the first one. Why not to look into diet? And my brother wife said to me, yes, I've been looking into it. I've been looking into keto, but I'm afraid that the kid is going to miss some vitamins and vegetables and this and then I went put, don't worry, and I said it with some authority because he's my nephew, my nephew, and somehow I have to look after him. And I said to her, don't worry, give it a go. At least go keto, and I mentioned about carnivore, and they started to do it. Then my brother has been having overweight problems for a long time. And he started to do it too. Obviously, he joined with them, and the family all started to do it. My brother has started to lose weight, and he had a lot of issues with shoulder. And I'm expecting that he's gonna be just improve, keep moving towards improving, and realizing that the way of eating, it's our medicine. And one thing that I have realized that is spot on is my food is my medicine. My food is my medicine, and that's my motto now. My food is my
Yeah.
medicine. The saying that an apple keep the doctor away, it's now a steak keeps the doctor away.
Right. Um, it's so good to hear that you've had so much influence.
A little bit on some people,
Mm,
yeah, which is
mm,
very reconfort. It's good. It's good to know that you can find a way to help others, and it's so
mm.
simple.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
it's really
difficult.
good. You've only got to influence one or two people, and
Yeah,
then there's all the downstream effects of the people that they influence, and the people they've influence more people, and it just grows and grows and grows, right?
yeah, and it's word of mouth, which is the best. You don't have to do a marketing uh, story to sell carnival. Carnival sells on its own because it's so good. I mean, and if someone is talking to you, but what are the benefits of carnival? Look at me. I just lost 10 kilograms, and I'm sleep well. Yeah, it's just amazing. And another friend, this one took a long time to help. I never push it, I never push it, but every time that we talk, um, he was talking about how he's feeling unwell, overweight, and I was always asking, "What are you doing about? What's your plan?" This and that, but I don't stick with it. Anyway, I always telling him, um, maybe you can give it a go to what I've been doing all these years. Look at the benefits, and he has seen me, and he always says, "Ram, how do you do it?" Again, carnival, and he took it on, and he started his we realized his metabolism is fast. In 15 days he started to lose 3 to 4 kilograms very quickly. And then I spoke to him 15 days later. Oh, my wife is starting to. And that was great. That was great. And I think that he's gonna realize he's got not only overweight but some other ailments with back pain. Carnivore just helps everywhere, and I mean everywhere in the body, mind, you name it. But it makes sense, you know, if we get protein and saturated fat to the body, which is so important to mitochondria. And there is not a cell that it doesn't have mitochondria. What part of our body is not going to be improving? Like another things that have improved my teeth. I used to feel this eyes pain when I was chewing things, you know. I'm now like a lion. I go, "Wow, wow." I love to chew meat, and it's just amazing how I think that the chewing the meat might do something to your teeth when some cleansing. There is something in there that you just keep them so nice and healthy. Another thing that has improved is my long distance vision eyesight is much more better. I can see probably someone 10 meters away from me and I couldn't recognize the face. I can now see them. Like I couldn't look at my watch that far and I couldn't tell the time just without glasses. Now I can see it. At night, if I wake up and I look at my watch, now I couldn't see it. I had to take the phone. My eyes have improved a lot, and yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
just amazing the number of improvements. At my age, 54, and I can do hikes as long as 20, 25 kilometers, and I can easily do with fellows that are 30 or 20.
Well, you look like you're you come across as someone who's very active.
I'm going to go very soon into a multi-day hike, and all I can think is carnivore is going to be there for me because I don't want to take large amount of food, you know. My breakfast is, I know it's going to be just 4 eggs that I'm going to compact and a steak in the evening, but I'm not going to take snacks or things because I know I'm not going to be hungry. Hikers just used to eat too much, you know, big bags of peanuts and stuff to keep munching all the time. Every half an hour, every hour is hiking, and they're thinking is because we're doing the exercise and we need carbs, we need sugar. So that's gonna be an ace for me. It's gonna be I'm fat adapted. I can go hike all day, not feeling hungry, except when I get to camp and have my big steak. I'm gonna be obviously not cooking over there. Just I'm gonna take it with me, some good patties or something like that.
So, Rom, is there a way that people can reach out to you? Do you have any social media or a YouTube channel or anything like that?
Dave, I'm very I'm not a social internet person. How do you call it? I don't have much. My email address, which is Romulo rsg@gmail.com. Someone wants to reach me there. I'm happy to help them. On we can chat as well on Gmail.
Rom, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. I really appreciate your time.
No worries, Dave. Thank you.